What's going on, everybody? It's Murk, and I'm here with week 1 of the NPCC, so hey, that's fun. I'm not going to do team builders for this because I want to try and keep the videos short, and I'll just talk about my teams and stuff at team preview, I guess. But week 1, we are going to be taking on JacobAsAlways, coach of the Green Bay Pikachus. He is one of the 2 commissioners in this league, and he's a very nice guy, and I definitely recommend you go check him out. And he is actually the Season 2 champion of the NPCC. This is Season 3 if you didn't know. And I'm just going to read off his team. He's got Manaphy, Zapdos, Nidoqueen, Arcanine, Alolan Persian, Cobalion, Kyurem, Normal, Dhelmise, Gardevoir, Kangaskhan, and Crustle. And his 3 eligible Z-move users are Manaphy, Alolan Persian, and Cobalion. So that's pretty groovy. I need to plug in my laptop. Okie dokie. So obviously he's got some very big threats. As you can see, the 6 that he ended up bringing were Alolan Persian, Nidoqueen, Kangaskhan, Manaphy, the dog, and Gardevoir. Not exactly the 6 I expected. Kind of thought that stuff like Kyurem and the Zapdos were coming because those are just kind of spooky guys, but just based on how my team is, I kind of know what a fair bit of his team is because I've got the Tapu Koko, which would otherwise just completely destroy his team because nothing outspeeds it. I know he's going to bring a bulkier Nidoqueen. Looking at his team, he's most likely bringing a physically defensive Manaphy so that he can better deal with my Zygarde and my Weavile and stuff like that, and stuff of the sort. And I also kind of thought he'd bring Zapdos so he'd have hazard removal. He doesn't have hazard removal, so I'm going to quickly go over my team. I've got a mixed defensive Stunfisk with some cool things. It can actually take some hits from Manaphy, which is cool because Stunfisk is a legend. Then I've got another mixed defense mon. All 3 of my bulky pokes are mixed defensive. Mixed defense, mainly specially defensive Skarmory with spikes and whirlwind and stuff. Yeah, Stunfisk has my rocks. It also has Toxic and a cool move called Electro Web because I was really afraid of Z-Rain Dance Manaphy because that would just kind of 6-0 me. And then I've got Crowcrest because dark types don't exist, and I'm speed creeping a Nidoqueen that's speed creeping me. I've got a kind of bulky offensive pivot thingy Tapu Koko with Nature's Madness and U-Turn and Roost and stuff. Now it speeds his whole team. Then I've got Life Orb, Weavile with Punishment because it hits the Manaphy for a lot of damage. And I've got a Choice Banded Dog. Weavile, Dog, and Tapu Koko all kind of just outspeed and do a ton of damage against his team. So the goal is to get up hazards really early on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with my Stunfisk because he doesn't have a way to get rid of rocks, and he's going to lead off with his Persian. So right away, I know that this thing could potentially taunt me, so I'm just going to go for the Earth Power and get some damage off on it because Persian is annoying. However, he is just going to go for the parting shot, so I kind of wish I just got up turn 1 rocks, and he's going to go right out into his Manaphy. But this is good because after this Earth Power, I see some things, and just basing off of judgment, that looks like it's going to be a max HP Manaphy. And I know I can't break a sub with Electro Web because it's a weak move, but I can get my rocks up, and I know this thing can't really touch me. And because it's a bulky set, I'm expecting it more to be Calm Mind, and I can deal with Calm Mind because my Cresselia can take on a Calm Mind Manaphy 1v1. One of the main reasons I brought Rest Crow Cresselia instead of just like Calm Mind Moonlight is because 1, he could have Rain Dance Manaphy and that kind of neuters Moonlight, and 2, he has pressure on his Kyurem, which he didn't bring thankfully, which would have essentially given me 4 Moonlights because each Moonlight would count for 2 PP, which, you know, wasn't cool. And also, if I get rid of that Persian, then, you know, I'm in a great spot. Anyways, we are playing Pokemon, not getting sidetracked. He is sub Calm Mind, and he goes for the Shadow Ball, and he gets a Spadef drop as I go for the Calm Mind, and that's fine because I'm getting my special defense right back up there. Had he not gotten the drop, then I would have easily been able to Calm Mind again, which, just judging off the damage, I know I can take a Calm Mind or a Shadow Ball pretty easily, and I'm just going to Calm Mind again, so I can get that boosted special defense, and then I can more easily take this thing on. And it does a fair bit, but it does show that he is he gets another Spadef drop also, so that was kind of cool. I'm still not worried because I should still be able to beat this unless he crits me, because I can just Calm Mind every single time. And also I just ran Calcs, and this is most certainly max HP with no special attack, and just because of that I'm assuming it's going to be max physical defense because it's really a nice way to switch into Weavile, well, not really switch in, but to check the Weavile and the Zygarde because it doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by either of them. I'm going to reveal Rest here, so now that he sees Rest, he pretty much knows that I can't touch his Persian, and it was kind of ballsy bringing a Mono Psychic Cresselia against a team with a Dark type, but I figured I could deal with the Persian, especially if it didn't have leftovers, because he did not have, he wasn't Z Rain Dance Manaphy, which is allowed. I figured he could very well be a Z Parting Shot because that's like a sort of Healing Wish, which is super broken, but that's fine. And if he was that, then he was going to get whittled really quickly, and if I get my hazards up, then I could definitely take care of the Persian. And also I have switch-ins for days for the Persian. So anyways, we're sleep talking and we're calm minding and stuff, and we break the sub, and now he knows that I can't touch his Persian because I revealed all 4 moves, so he can easily just go right into it, and that's fine. So I'm going to just sleep talk, burn a turn of sleep. I believe this is my, yeah, that was my second turn of sleep, and I figured he was probably going to like taunt or Parting Shot right here, so I'm actually going to go for the Psyshock. And the reason I do this is because 1, I want to get more leftovers, 2, I really didn't think this Persian would be able to touch me, and 3, because his Persian did not have leftovers of its own. I really don't care about letting it sit around, because it's going to be taking that chip damage and there's nothing it can really do about it. He's going to go for the Parting Shot now, so that was a good play. Had I gone for the Psyshock there, I would have gotten to get a little hit off on something, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. He has this Nidoqueen though. I fully expect it to be a bulky set, especially after seeing Black Sludge, because it's a pretty hard counter to Tapu Koko, and I knew that going into the match, so that's why I brought the set I did. He is going to reveal Taunt on this thing too, which is very good prep, because that means I can't get at my spikes. I figured he was going to be defensive without like any special attacks, so I knew I could take 2 Flamethrowers or Thunderbolts or what have you, and now he's going to lay up his rocks. So the double taunt is very smart, but I'm running some speed on my Cresselia so that I could avoid speed creep from the Nidoqueen, and I'm just going to double out right here, knowing that if I play super passively, I'm not going to be able to beat him, because I need to get my offense in to do the job, and just gathering information. I know that I can just do a lot of work with my Zygarde and my Weavile, especially since that Manaphy is going to be taking the Stealth Rock damage. Yeah, I did get Rocks up. And since it doesn't have recovery, I can just kind of beat it down, you know? So yeah, I pulled a hard double out from... How did I do that? So it was Nidoqueen versus Scarm or something like that, and I double out into Tapu Koko predicting the Persian, and then I go for the U-turn on the Nidoqueen so that I could get in my Zygarde. That was basically the plan. I wanted to get my Zygarde in, and that's what we're going to do. And now I can throw out a Banded Earthquake. If he is fully physically defensive, he can actually take this hit on a roll, but I don't think he's going to risk that, and I think he's going to be more specially defensive anyways, because he has a lot of physical defense mons like this Persian. So we're going to go for the Choice Banded Earthquake. No need to click 1,000 Arrows at all in this game because he didn't bring Zapdos. And based off that damage, it looks like Earthquake can knock him out. And it looked like he was pretty much full Fizz Def, so I wasn't fearing him outspeeding me and Parting Shotting me or foul playing me or whatnot. So we get rid of the Persian, and that makes Cresselia a significant threat because he doesn't have anything that can really kill it now. He's going to go into Manaphy, and I really wanted to just go for the EQ, but on the off chance he just had Ice Beam and didn't have Water Stab for whatever reason, I would have looked like a fool, and I definitely wanted my Zygarde in the back because I'm a little weak to Arcanine, and that's a nice way to revenge it. He's going to reveal Surf, and I went hard into Scarm here because unless he gets a lot of Calm Minds up and I somehow misclick and not hit Whirlwind at any point in the match, then this thing shouldn't be a problem, basically. So the Surf does nothing. He is not special attack invested in. I'm a fairly specially defensive Skarmory, so I'm just going to roost up on the sub. And I know that he cannot 2-hit KO me with Surf. I know that he can't 2-hit KO me most of the time with Pulse 1 Surf, so I'm pretty free to just set up a spike on this Manaphy, because now what I can do after he goes with the Calm Mind, I'm going to get a spike up, and now what I can do is just kind of go for the Whirlwind and start doing that thing where I whittle his team down, because he doesn't have a lot of recovery and he has no way to get rid of the hazards now that I have my Spike and my Stealth Rocks up. So that's fantastic. He's going to go for the Surf. The main reason he brought Surf, I believe, is over Skull is because they have a Hariyama and he wouldn't want to give that a Guts boost, because that would be like super spooky against his team. Anyways, I'm going to Whirlwind him out into Arcanine, which is both good and bad. One, on the bad side, I don't have a switch into Arcanine, but basically forced to sack him on if he's offensive. But on the bright side, it took Stealth Rocks and Spikes, and that's a lot of damage. Also, I believe, I didn't see lefties, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to be offensive. I guess he could be a berry, but I just figured he'd be offensive, so I'm just going to throw my Stunfisk in here because I don't need it for a whole lot. And yeah, that's an offensive Arcanine if I've ever seen one. It turns out to be Life Orb. I do get the Static, which is kind of nice. It doesn't matter really for the end game, because I do have my Zygarde, which could have picked it off regardless. But now what this lets me do is he's not gonna get parried, and I do not outspeed him. I didn't expect to. I didn't bother running the calc, but I didn't think I would. He's now in range of hazards, and that means he can't switch out. And I know my Crest can just kind of come in and click Psyshock. And at this point, he really doesn't have a way to deal with Cresselia, so yeah, Crest is just gonna kind of do some Crest things, because I outspeed his only taunter now, so I can get a Calm Mind up before he taunts me. I can 1v1 the Manaphy, I can 1v1 pretty much everything. So he's gonna opt to go into Nidoqueen. If he's taunt Super Fang, then that could be a little interesting, but I knew I outsped it because I saw earlier in the game that I got leftovers before he got his Black Sludge. So I'm just going to Calm Mind knowing that the taunt is coming my way. But now that I have this Calm Mind up, he really can't touch my team because he lost his main physical attacker in Arcanine, which would have done a heavy hit. He does have the Kangaskhan, but I have a Skarmory in the back, so surely that's not a threat. Unless he's like the Lordly Choice Specs Kangaskhan, but then this duck from space just kind of sits in its face. So I'm free to just start spamming Psyshock, and I'm going to speed this part up because for the next bit of the game, my Space Duck is going to do Space Duck stuff because he has nothing to stop it. He's going to Calm Mind and basically just like hope for a crit Shadow Wall or something like that, and a Spadef drop, and I missed my Psyshock or something like that, but that doesn't happen. He finally doesn't get a Spadef drop. And Crest is just kind of primed and ready. My taunt wears off, so that's cool. I know that Double Edge is probably going to do a lot, and it does do a fair bit, but that's definitely not like choice banded. And what I can do here is fire off the Psyshock, take 2 Double Edges, rest up, and be back at full health. And after taking a 3rd Double Edge, he's going to kill himself to recoil, and I'll be well over half. And that was his last physical attacker, so that basically means that Crest just wins the game. What I'm going to do here is click Psyshock and not click Sleep Talk in case he tricked me a choice item, because that was a smart play, but I show that I'm faster than him, so that's interesting, and he's leftovers. So this Gardevoir is slower than me, and even if it was Calm Mind or something, it can't beat me because I'm faster and I have Psyshock, unless I had Wish and Encore and stuff, which would have been kind of cool, but it doesn't appear to be the case. He gets a drop there, so that means I'm just going to like Calm Mind a few times and then click Psyshock more. But basically, Crest is just going to be able to clean this game up because Jacob does not have a way to deal with it now, because I mean, inherently he did not have many ways to deal with it from team prep. His physical attackers are like Cobalion, and like his best mon to hit Crest hard was a Crustle, which would not really do very well against my team because it's a Crustle. And he did have good prep for it, being that he had 2 taunt users and thing and stuff, but I just was able to, I knew I was going to be able to deal with the Persian and that kind of thing. So we're going to take a 5-0 victory to begin our NPCC run. NPCC, lots of C's in there. But yeah, we started out 1-0 plus 5. That's pretty cool. Obviously I wanted my dog to get more kills because that's like the point of this whole league, is to get my dog kills, but we'll take it. Crest got 5 kills, starting out 5-0, so that'll probably be like the league MVP for a week or two. Also, Unfortunately, Maggie, who the dog who I named after Carter's dog Maggie, passed away, so hearts out to him. I know he doesn't really watch my videos, but I am actually saddened by that because I really like that dog on Snapchat and stuff. So make sure to send some love to Carter. I know he's feeling a little down about Maggie, so even though this will be out a few days, make sure to go send him some love, and also send Jacob some love because he got beat up pretty badly by me. So we're just all getting sad and abused except for me a little bit. So rip Maggie, love that dog, love you Carter. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, talk about the game or something like that, talk about your day. I'll pretend like I care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.